So much going on, much to talk about. Man, last time
heavy news week.
Super heavy. Where do we begin?
Well, I think we just obviously need to go with the topic of the day for the weekend. The Mamba.
Black Mamba.
Mamba falling. Mamba down. Pretty wild. Do you guys see the video of the crash? There's actually video, like, just, you know, shitty
Video of the crash or of the crash happening?
Of the crash like spectator video of the crash happening.
Holy shit.
Dude,
no, I did not.
So you know how, like, and I don't know if this is just how they portray it in movies, but, like, when you picture a helicopter crashing, it just kind of, like, you know, it just kind of tail spins and just kind of makes its way down.
Yeah.
Dude, this thing was, like, flipping around, just, whoa, dude, doing crazy stuff. And then it just...
So what I read, and I heard that whatever a bystander heard the helicopter, so maybe that's who took the video, and not used to, or not a weird thing to hear, because figured it was a police helicopter or something like that. But the fog, I guess, visibility was super low, and because it was super foggy and everything. But dude, that's like the same shit that it's happened at Alpine Valley.
Oh yeah.
Was that dude who flew into the side of the hill at Alpine Valley? It was
that was Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yes. Yeah. But there was no SOS, distress call, or Mayday, or whatever the fuck. Like there was nothing. There was nothing from his helicopter.
Yeah.
And he flew all the time, right? I mean, this was his helicopter.
Yeah, he has pictures in front of it. It's like a big ass black. It's like a massive black helicopter.
Nine people on board.
Yeah, 9 people. And like the original reporting is a classic case of, you know, the mainstream news. They don't want to be right. They just want to be first. So like the first thing they said was like all 4 of his family members were on board, and like you're just hearing like just worst. I mean, obviously this is already a terrible situation, but you're hearing just worst case scenario. The entire Bryant family dies in plane crash, and I mean, dude, it was I couldn't believe it. When actually Brandon was the one that texted me. He broke the news. He cheftered it like before I even got the first updates on my phone. He's like, Bryant's dead. And I was like, Kobe Bryant? Like, the fuck you talking about? And then all of a sudden stuff started coming out. I just couldn't believe it.
So it sounds like Brandon's the one that told you that his entire family died. Dustin, the whole Bryant family is gone.
Yeah, it was. I tend to get my mainstream media and Brandon Lamp updates mixed up.
Dude, so creepy. Like a helicopter. But that's... So I didn't watch this video, but... Dude, flipping over, like end over end.
It almost looked like it looked like as if they got caught in like a telephone, like a power, you know, an energy line or something. It was really weird. Like just got like flipped end over end.
Dude, that's what this article said though too, is that for helicopters especially, it's hard sometimes when you can't see anything like that. It's hard to know which way is up.
Really?
Yeah. So if you're that disoriented, trying to find
well, let's just say the hardest thing
it's
in
gotta
like
be pure chaos.
The hardest thing in like Grand Theft Auto is flying the fucking helicopter usually. So I mean, I gotta assume that translates to real life.
I don't see how it would be any different at all.
Yeah.
I've flown many helicopters, and most of them are some sort of
RC
gaming device for a steering column.
Yeah, and it's
controller,
super hard. So, but
why can't we just go back to up, down, left, right, A, B, A? Yeah.
Select,
start.
Yeah.
I can throw those in.
Right. But there still hasn't been any more information. Today was kind of a low-key info day, huh? We didn't get any extra info. Just they canceled the Lakers-Clippers game tomorrow.
I wanted to share this. So there's Kobe Bryant. It's just like a paper-based PSA 10, which is like the highest grade. It's like it's a good grade, and they were $300 before his death, and they shot up to $2,000.
Dang.
When people already died. That's
Whoa.
like, and
That's
people
like a
are getting
Picasso.
pissed
That's
off
like a
at other
Picasso.
people for selling and taking advantage of his death.
Really?
Yeah, it's like,
Uh,
dude, it's like if you invested in him, like that's the max value he's gonna be. So
Right.
it's
That's no different.
It's sad, but it's really ethically bad. But
It's no different than
it's-
selling a dead painter's
Yeah,
painting.
exactly.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
all the same shit. I mean,
Yeah, dude, there's so much, like, there's nothing
People are just
disrespectful about that. And we're not here to make jokes or anything about,
no,
like,
absolutely not. This
You
guy
know.
was a guy we watched growing up, you know. And
But yeah, he's
it's crazy. He's a
and,
sports
and, at,
idol.
and at that level, like, you're an icon, you know? Like,
Yeah.
you just are. So it's stuff like that. Of course that shit's going to happen, you know? Like, all memorabilia, all merch is going to go up, all that stuff.
Yeah, there was already people saying like, "Oh yeah, Kobe thought he could fly like MJ" or shit like that. You know, like that
Oh,
type of
dude,
shit's been
yeah.
going down. Yeah, it's like it's brutal.
yeah.
It's brutal how quickly like the internet turns on people and don't give a
Just
shit about
for
what's
some
going
clout.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah, just to get a couple clicks, man.
Dude, anything,
Well,
do anything.
It's just like how everybody and their grandmother is, like, put up a Kobe Bryant, R.I.P.
Oh,
black and white
yeah.
photo on their
I'm
Instagram.
not one to do that.
Well, it's kind of
No.
goofy. I mean, what are you really doing for that for? It's like, why?
Yeah,
Just
you're
to tell people you care.
dude. You are literally you're worse than
Let's
you're
see
worse
how
than the
many,
guy.
let's see how many likes I can get on this.
That shit's almost worse than the guy who sells the card for money, because at least he's making money off of it. But you're literally just trying to get people to mourn for you for mourning somebody you didn't know. It's no different than somebody when Prince died or David Bowie died, and you all of a sudden you celebrated the man's entire collection. Even though I could have hung out with you a bunch of times and never heard you once play a Prince song or a David Bowie song, but all of a sudden he dies and you're the biggest fan of all time. I understand celebrating a guy who was great in the sport, but I don't know. I'm just that kind of guy that like I don't like to put my emotions on blast or anything.
Yeah.
You know, put that stuff out there just to try and get a couple of likes. You know, I don't know.
Well, dude, and there's so much other just crazy shit thrown out there too. Like I think the first person I saw, because we were watching a movie yesterday and like took a break, just checked my phone for shits, and saw it from Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson, right off the bat. Sacrifices have been made. Satan has been paid. It's like, could you give it just a fucking
Yeah.
minute, dude? Like,
Dude, it was like people had that cartoon from 2017 queued up.
That
like
shit's
ready
crazy.
to go.
also, what was crazy is like the tweet from 2012 that from 11/13/2012 that said like Kobe Bryant's gonna end up dying in a helicopter crash, which is eerie until you've just a minute of research and like. That's what he was known for.
Yeah.
Like flying to games in a helicopter. He flew in a
Right.
helicopter all the time, which is probably why.
It's the easiest way to get around. He'd go to practice in a helicopter.
Right, so
it was
that's-
just easy to get.
That's
it was
probably
just
why
easy
they
to
made the
get there.
cartoon too. Like even though that's a fucked up cartoon,
yeah.
but like
Yeah.
Super fucked up, man. You know, my
super
first,
fucked up.
You know what's
yeah,
you know
dude,
what's like
what the hell was that?
was
Anyways.
kind of sad was like my first thought went to like I guess Shaq wins this argument. You know, when Shaq and Kobe always had the beef, like I was like, I guess Shaq wins. Just beefing about who's the best. I guess, you know, Shaq's still around. I don't know. That's just where my first thought went, was the Shaq and Kobe beef. Kind of a weird thought, but
Kobe beef, very funny, Dustin. You're an
So-
animal.
so that you know else right before the pod started, we talked about the final score of the Pro Bowl game being 38-33, and in gematria,
Oh yeah,
Kobe
Death.
death, yeah, Kobe death, 38.
Yeah. So I put that up on our Instagram
right on.
for our loyal 35. But,
Love you all, each
yeah.
and every one of you.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Did you threw up that helicopter post too? I thought you did.
I don't know if I threw that. Oh, I didn't throw the helicopter post up. Well, I threw up the scoreboard thing, which was reposted from Tinfoil, which was reposted from
Isaac Weishaupt, right?
World Decoded, I believe.
Oh,
yeah. I also put up. No, we definitely need to talk about this too, because like the chick from MSNBC or I'm not really sure. That
That's right.
said,
One of those alphabet companies.
dude, she was like, well, I'm trying to just find her actual name. Allison Morris, who is like Kobe Bryant of the Los Angeles Knickers. Like,
And she did
went
not draw
for
it out
Knicks.
like that. She did not draw it out like that.
Knickers. Yeah.
It
dude,
was full on Nigge hard R.
that is exactly what it sounded like. I don't know what this chick was doing. She said she was trying to say Knicks and then Lakers, and me and Jackson were talking about this earlier. It's like, Jesus, lady, I'm sure this was a mistake. I am sure it was. But if you could have done any other team, started with any other team,
Truly.
Grizzlers, you know.
I just wonder if she was paid to say that. Just
You think so?
yeah,
Dude,
cause the
no.
stir of.
It's one of those things where like
Dude, that's a Ron Burgundy go fuck yourself San Diego kind of moment. Like everybody in the studio must have been like, what did you just say?
Are we live?
Yeah.
Fuck. That was brutal. Yeah, and when you hear the audio of it, it is just like fuck. There is no like that was just silky smooth. Yeah, that's not good.
Dude, that is the worst thing that could ever come out of your mouth. Period. Especially if you're
Yeah.
being broadcasted nationally. Dude, how did she even go on like from that moment? You know, you have to be thinking like, I am never going to hear the end of this ever. Like, did she get canned? I don't know. I didn't follow up.
I haven't heard. I didn't follow it.
Does somebody stand behind that? I mean, you kind of have to, right? Or does the network just be like, no?
Oh, the
Nope,
network?
just
No.
sell her out? Like,
Yeah,
nope.
the network's gonna sell it right down
Yeah.
the river, man. Because that's their only out is scapegoating.
Dude, I don't know. Maybe she's a racist piece of shit, but it sounded
might have
like a
been
mistake.
It might have been a Freudian slip. You never
the
know.
worst possible one you could make.
Usually, the
but-
words that come out that slip are usually words that you say often, but behind closed doors.
Well, apparently she was a big Shaq fan, according to you. Sounds like horrible, and obviously, dude, the fact that his like, the just as big of a celebrity pretty much went down with him, dude. His daughter that was the first thing Jackson said. Like, no, like, just
Yeah,
that like she was
supposed to be.
always with him courtside. Like, oh, always, dude. It's just so brutal.
Yeah, and that was like his right hand. Like they were like road dogs, you know,
Yeah.
like always hanging out together and stuff.
When they're on their way to like a basketball camp.
Camp.
Correct. Yeah, and then they have images from the camp where like everybody found out, and they're like, the camp was going on, and it's
Dude,
crazy.
That
Oh,
shit
then you
makes
got
me
all
wanna
that shit.
vomit, man. This is like Princess Di level,
For
right?
the U.S., yeah, U.S. compared to England, pretty much. I mean, the dude was pretty involved, and I like to give him credit. He went through some hard times early in his career, and he went through some shit publicly, and he bounced back from it, and he became a pretty solid dude.
Also, not funny at all, but like kind of that shit that he went through in 2003. Like that has to be mentioned in every single article about the
for
dude.
sure. They
Like,
gotta
it's
call it
at,
out,
dude. It's
yeah.
at the bottom of every article you read about his tragic death. They have to like cite his bullshit he went through.
Oh, by the way, did I mention he possibly cheated on his wife and bought her a $10 million diamond ring?
And
Apology.
Here I am doing it right now.
Yeah.
Guys, gotta take a minute here.
Yeah, we did literally just do that.
Yeah.
But it's
But-
fucked up.
Dude, the whole thing. Horrible.
Yeah, I can only assume that the All-Star game is just going to be fucking. The All-Star weekend is just going to be one giant Kobe fucking memoriam. Because that's coming up.
So sacrifices have been made. Satan has been paid. That whole thing from Larry Johnson, he went on talking about, and this is insane, that LeBron took the record the night before,
That's
dude.
crazy.
Yeah, that
That's
is.
That's
crazy.
crazy. Hours before, really. It was,
Insane.
dude, it was like 16 hours before or something
Right.
like that.
Right. Yeah,
It's crazy, man.
That? Yeah.
And then, of course, he's also, dude, where you guys stand on Larry Johnson? I'm a big fan.
Huge fan. Dude, Larry Johnson's fucking stud. He's awesome. He's
Didn't
great.
sound like you were a huge fan yesterday.
Oh shit, on blast. You put him
Man.
on
Dude, he's
blast.
hating on him talking
I
about
was
Kobe.
What?
That's all I said. I
Oh,
already
you did
said
mention
it.
that.
I
Yeah,
said,
you did mention
can the
that.
guy fucking take just a minute?
Unfollow then.
But dude,
Oh.
I mean, he is the guy that broke the news to me, I guess. But I mean, as a fellow athlete, I don't actually. You know what? Fuck it. I guess same with the selling the cards. Whatever. Throw your shit out there. But right away, he's got, dude. The old, Illuminati triangle, the 3 6s going on, the hand gestures, all that shit with LeBron and Kobe.
Yeah,
Is it
we all
possible
know.
they're all part of that club?
Yeah, we all
possible.
know how deep LeBron is in that. I mean, LeBron's always got imagery. You know, we talked about that a couple pods ago. The Bronny Jr., his team wearing those sweatshirts with like the devil horns mixed in the names and shit like that. And
Yeah.
it is so crazy that LeBron passed him over the night before.
The night before, while he was sitting there, courtside, too.
This is kind of off topic, but you're talking about like devil signs and like Bahamut. It says Baphomet.
Baphomet.
Yeah. So like my like friend is like, he likes chains, wearing chains and stuff. And he was like looking at chains. He was like, "Look at this," and it was just Baphomet. I was like, "You do realize that's like a sign? That's like Antichrist and a sign for the devil." He's like, "Yeah, I know." And they showed me, and they showed me like a Star of David, like the, and I mean like
Jesus.
and then it's
So
the
he's
same
gonna-
thing. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
And he probably had no idea.
No, he had
And
no
was gonna
idea
buy
at
both-
all.
He
He
was
just-
going to buy both chains and
he
wear
was
them
like-
at the same time.
He's like, "Yeah, I've seen people wear it." So, yeah.
Oh my god, dude!
Like that's the shit.
the
Like
fact that you can buy a Baphomet
Yeah.
chain is fucked.
Yeah, but dude, it's Slayer's been doing it since like 1980. You know,
Yeah,
there's
rock
all these
stars are
bands,
deep into
dude.
it.
They shout at the
Well,
devil.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but,
true.
Shit.
but this is the other thing that I'm not beefing with Larry Johnson on this, but to only call out the people for like, see, that's what happens when you dance with the devil. After they die
not
or
what he
some
sounds like.
or after some bad shit happens to them, it's like, yeah, but
LeBron's
what
doing
about
good. Yeah.
what about all exactly? What about all the people that have been like trying to sell their soul to Satan forever? Like, yeah, I don't know, every 80s hair metal band and like every death metal band. Like nothing's happening to
Yeah.
those nerds. Like, or every hardcore band from the mid 2000s on or forever, pretty much. Like throwing fucking pentagrams and Baphomets and all that shit on them.
I think it's
Upside
easier.
down crosses.
I think it's easier when you have somebody of that stature that goes down. It's just easy to call that out.
Yeah.
You know, it's basically, you got to take, as set, weird as it is to say, you got to take your victory laps,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, dude. I wonder though if, because there's all that shit, dude. There's Katy Perry saying she sold her soul. There's
It's a ton.
yeah, dude. The list goes on and on and on. All these
So
people that
Woody
sold their
Harrelson.
soul, sold their soul. Do you wonder about like all the, creepy goth kids or like the death metal dudes? Like, what?
Yeah.
Man, I tried to sell my soul to the devil when I was 15 years old. Not a damn good thing has ever happened to me.
The problem is they wanted nothing in return.
Yeah, they're just like, surround me, Satan.
Yeah.
Your dark lord.
Take all of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't want anything in return. They were just willing to fucking just give it up.
He was just like,
You know?
what the hell am I going to do with you?
You know how it is. You know how it is when you're at
Yeah.
the bar. You don't want the girl that's throwing herself at you. You want the one who's kind of being resistant.
Yeah, that's true. Like, dude, you got some, just whatever. Black metal weirdos. He's just like, man, there's 40 people showing up to your shows on a good night. He's like, what the hell am I going to, what kind of megaphone is that?
Yeah, that's true.
I'll go
man.
for Nicki Minaj. Yeah. She's willing.
That's true.
Yeah.
You got to pick the right fucking vessel for your message too. You know. Like,
Yeah. Ain't
awesome.
getting it done.
Here's a little tie-in. I realize this probably has absolutely nothing to do with it, but that DJ Cocaine, he's got a song called Calabasas. That's where Kobe died. Calabasas. Means absolutely nothing, but I just thought it was a tie-in.
DJ Cocaine?
Or isn't that his name, like Cocaine or whatever, the rapper?
I have no idea.
No?
Maybe.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking
I
you.
should know?
Yeah, you should know.
DJ Cocaine?
It's not. This might not be DJ Cocaine, but his name is like Cocaine.
I don't know.
You used one of his songs in one of our stories.
Oh.
He's got another song called Calabasas.
Sometimes Jackson throws those suggestions at me. I'm trying to think what song it would have been.
10 Keys, that one?
Yeah, 10 Keys was the song that you used, but he's got another song called Calabasas.
Oh, okay.
What is
It
that?
means absolutely nothing, but
What is that dude's name?
I have
Isn't
no
it
idea.
Isn't it? Is it not?
DJ, yeah.
I thought maybe it
don't know,
was.
but-
Maybe it's not. I could be totally wrong on that. And granted, it doesn't mean anything, but I just
Classic?
Sparkmaster Tape.
Sparkmaster. Oh, he's got a song called Cocaine.
Okay.
That's where I got confused. What's his name? So he gets the
Sparkmaster tape?
Sparkmaster Tape.
Sparkmaster tape. Yeah, he's got a couple of bangers.
Oh, yeah, he does. Okay. Calabasas.
That's a good song.
Well, yeah. Did we already talk about Larry Johnson
Yes.
on the last episode? I know we've talked about
Yeah.
him many times.
Yeah, we go to him quite a bit. I mean, he does just bring heat at all times on Instagram, though.
Yeah.
Especially now that he's getting deeper into it.
Right.
Do you watch his IGTV?
IGTV.
IGTV.
That like 15-minute
Yeah.
video he had the
Yeah.
other day. Yeah. I was watching. I was taking a shit, and I only took a shit for about 7 minutes. So
Oh.
that's as far as I got.
Oh.
And then I had to put it down to finish
No,
business.
Well,
It
next
makes
time
sense.
you're supposed to eat twice as much.
Not push so hard.
Yeah.
Just let it come naturally. What was on it?
Nothing.
Nothing was on it.
There was. Dude,
This is like when I ask you, how was school today? Good. What'd you do?
Good.
Nothing. Yeah.
Are you listening?
What
to
was
me?
on
Good.
it? What was on the video?
What video? There's a ton of videos.
Well, the one,
Made a
Well,
ton
yeah,
of
the one you
videos.
asked him if he saw or not.
yeah, is the one that you're talking about? Is that about like the ancient Egyptians type shit, pyramid
Yeah.
stuff?
The Mac Miller one. They got that one too.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear. I
know.
didn't listen to that one.
It makes sense, like, why they say, like rich and wealthy people, like, want to, like, stay alive. Well, obviously they want to stay alive because they're loaded, but, like, because they don't want to, like, I've been reading this book, Secret Teachings of All Ages, and they
Oh,
say,
yeah.
like, they
You
can,
dug
like,
into
they
that?
can, like,
Nice.
channel, like, a devil, and then, like, once they die, they take over.
Oh shit.
And so they don't go to like heaven. But this like each of their devils like helps them along the way in this world, like to just
Damn.
like go to the top. Apparently that's how it works.
Fuck.
Just yeah.
Yeah, that was
Crazy.
another thing. Something similar to that I saw, where it was like, yeah, their vessel, like those the rich people, their vessels have been taken over, and then once they expire, they kind of like are reincarnated into a body, and then they disappear. Like, they're still around, but they go away into like secret wherevers. You know what I mean? Like these archons take over the body. They become like these rich and powerful people, and then once that body, which is the vessel, once it expires, then they like not reincarnate, but then they take over another one, and then they disappear.
What was that Ryan Reynolds movie? And then the scary bald dude that was
Jim
the
Carrey,
Mandarin.
you mean?
No,
With the green.
no. Ryan Reynolds had that movie.
Deadpool? Green Lantern? The Green Lantern?
All right, damn it. I'll look
Waiting?
it up.
But it was about like reincarnation, or was it about the archons sucking life out of, sucking the energy?
The movie was called Selfless. Dude, easiest way for me to like try to find this right away. I put in Ryan Reynolds switching bodies.
Nice.
And the first
it
one that
comes
came up was The Change Up, which is about a
Oh,
family
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
No, dude, Selfless. Ben Kingsley is like this super rich dude, and then Ryan Reynolds is like a donor body that they do like they like switch like put his
So they download Kingsley's consciousness into
the
Ryan
body.
Reynolds.
Yeah, dude, is
Good
that
choice
shit-
of body, Ryan Reynolds. I mean, the dude's got it going on, man.
Right, and then spoiler alert on the movie. Actually, you know what? It was an okay movie.
It's worth a watch.
Yeah, maybe.
I've seen it. But it's basically what we've talked about before about downloading your consciousness so you never really expire.
Yeah.
A lot very similar to a lot of recent shows, Altered Carbon on Netflix. All about that. The rich can afford to download their consciousness basically onto a hard drive.
Dude, there's so many
stay alive.
movies like that. And is it because
It's real.
like yeah, it's got to be real, dude, right? It's got to be real.
Gotta be.
If you got insane amounts of cash, like infinite amounts of cash, there's got to be experimental shit where they've taken like successful brain transplants, shit like that, where you never actually get shut off and they just put you back into another body. Like that has to be a real thing, right?
Yeah.
It has to be.
I think so.
Maybe.
It's definitely been attempted for sure.
Yeah, I think the human
100%
consciousness
for sure.
the human consciousness is totally like a computer program, and the bodies are just the material vessel for said program.
Is that Ray Kurzweil, right? That's trying to. He's the dude. The singularity. When is that supposed to be? 20. Like he's predicting like 2045 or something like that.
Oh, really?
Will be the singularity. Yeah.
What's that mean?
I've never heard
Of
that.
like all the nations
singularity.
combining? And
No, the
one-
singularity will be the point at which, like the digital realm is indistinguishable from reality, right? I think that's what the singularity is.
That sounds legit. Sounds plausible.
Real quick side note: Mountains of Cash. We went to the local tavern on Saturday night and met up with one of Grace's work cohorts for a minute. A friend of theirs that always hangs out at this place, right down the street, calls himself Flavor Dave, and this man who owns a house here, and he owns, I think, another property elsewhere, but developed the flavors for all the Starbucks syrups and Hidden Valley Ranch.
What?
Yeah, dude.
So
he,
he's just
developed the
crazy
flavor.
rich.
Yes, I rudely said, because he was telling Grace this, and I rudely interjected and said, all right, her next question is, what's your net worth?
Is anything rude when you're talking to a guy who named himself Flavor Dave?
I believe he also tried to kiss my wife.
Oh,
And I was like, hey, man, what's that?
indecent proposal.
price?
Yeah, man. Richard Gere's price was $1 million. You ever seen that movie? Decent Proposal. It's a little bit before your time.
No.
Rich guy, played by Richard Gere, offers a random couple on a cruise ship $1 million to sleep with his wife. I believe the wife was played by hot take Sandra Bullock or fucking Demi Moore. I think maybe Demi Moore. I don't know. Let's call it Decent Proposal. Basically offers $1 million to sleep, and they're like, "Fuck yeah!" And then all I remember from the movie is that they like put the money in a bed and swim around in it. And I don't remember what happens after that.
Ah, okay.
So
Shit.
that's what happened then.
Not that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but then ended up just like chilling with this guy, but I don't know. Just got to get on this
Crazy.
dude's level. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, well, the branch off of that, I just heard about this shit on Amazon where you can, like, if you come up with something to be manufactured, you can come up with an agreement with a Chinese company to manufacture your said item, and then you sell it through Amazon. Like, this guy at work was telling me about how one dude was making $2 million a year selling fucking hangers, like clothes hangers.
wow.
Yeah.
Dude, this is like that scene in Cocktail when he's sitting there talking about the umbrella. The umbrella and the drink.
Mm-hmm.
Just like look around at anything, man. And it's like we're surrounded by shit that people got absolutely loaded off of.
Dude, it's
Takes
almost
one
sad.
idea. Takes
Yeah.
one idea.
It does. Fuck.
So guys, Here it is.
Here-
Hell,
yeah.
Hell to Play podcast blowing up as we speak. We'll be looking back on this laughing.
Yeah, it's hilarious because it's the class. It's good when everybody tells you sounds like a dumb idea until you put it into play, right?
That's true. That's
Everybody
true.
laughs
Man.
at you.
Yeah, and people want to hate on
Right.
somebody who's trying to be creative
It's true.
because they just jealous sometimes.
They hate us because they ain't us.
We did have
James Franco.
speaking of hate, we did have one very disgruntled listener from last week, JStark56 on Instagram, said, "Whoever the sound guy is over there can go fuck himself. The only reason I tune in is so I can hear at JTK Cards on the mic."
Fuck yeah.
And apparently the
Thank
volume
you.
wasn't to his liking. That was my fault. I had something mixed up with the channels. So on episode 2, which I thought was
That's great.
successful.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
The vocals were
I gotta
fucked up by me. Jaxon was only in the left side, I believe. So I don't know.
I gotta assume that it happened somehow. Matt, when he stormed off and didn't want to be a part of the pod, just kicked the cord out of the thing.
That was 9 minutes into 9 minutes into it. I think I corrected it today. We'll see.
Oh, nice. That's some good editing.
I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here, but
Send us up like a preview to.
I think we're good. We're getting better.
Sorry,
You know,
good
we're
fan.
learning. Just got to keep them rocking.
Appreciate the
but-
feedback though.
Yeah.
Thanks, Stark. Really appreciate that feedback.
You guys know this guy? I thought this was just some disgruntled fan that was.
Well, you said Jay Stark. I mean,
yeah.
Just Dark Vibes.
that just
right.
shortened his name. Shortened his.
Could have been anybody.
Yeah, it really could have been. Got to be more clever with those Instagram names.
Probably one of those overseas fellas.
Don't try and look me up at Dustin Lamp.
Shit.
So I mentioned a little bit about China. Let me talk a little bit.
Oh
about
yeah,
the
dude.
The-
Coronavirus. I don't know if you
No
still
idea.
wanted to keep
Coronavirus.
talking about downloading consciousness and.
Oh, if we go into that, I just feel like I don't know. I'm not as versed in that. We can.
It makes me sad as a person thinking about that because we're just taking away like everything that's like naturally supposed like just taking the soul away.
If you could live forever, would you?
No, fuck no.
Dude, I think I'm with you, man. Like
Yeah.
that's a weird thing though, man. Like it's weird how what's weird is how weird people of faith get about death. Like funerals should be parties if you believe in eternal
Right.
bliss.
I think in the Latino heritage, it's more of a celebration when someone dies. That's like a thing. I forgot what it was called.
It's kind of how
but
it
it's like a
should be.
party.
Well,
yeah.
same,
and I was
same
like,
in like the in like New Orleans.
Mhm.
The funerals are like parades.
Yeah.
They get all jazzed.
Yeah. Why
up.
did people get sad? Like,
Dude, if
I don't know,
Christians
man.
did,
I
if,
mean-
They're in a better place.
especially Catholics, if Christians didn't have something to get sad about, they wouldn't have anything to fucking talk about.
yeah.
You know?
Well,
We were watching a YouTube video and it was like a thing about like silicon trees, and the silicon trees used to go up to heaven from Earth, and it got like cut down, and so now
Devil's
the silicon
Tower.
is used to like for microchips. And all
Devil's
that.
Tower, the tower out in Wyoming or whatever?
Devil's Tower, possibly
A tree stump. Imagine that. That's one of my
Whoa, I
favorite
was
things to
at
think
that
about.
shit.
Me too. Isn't that crazy?
It's
Yeah, we were
crazy
talking
as
about
hell.
Devil's
Imagine,
Tower on episode 2.
They just say it's if lava doesn't melt like that. Like that's like scientific evidence that lava doesn't melt like
All
that.
these, dude, a lot of like mesas and like a lot of formations like that. I think this coincides with like giants and shit too. You know, like the trees used to be that big, and like that's what actually like, because those were like the tree of life, like Avatar
to the
shit,
new
right?
realm.
Like,
yeah. You climb up there. Oh my.
Oof. Speaking of giants, there was some good giant talk on the latest tinfoil hat.
Nephilim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were talking more about about Bigfoot talk.
On Bigfoot
A good
Wars?
li- yeah, a good
I
listen.
don't
to
listen
Bigfoot
to
Wars.
that either.
Worth a listen.
just came
Check it
out.
out.
Right? It just
Well,
came
I
out.
listened to it on my way to work today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to rock the last 2. Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. But yeah. Okay. So you said you wouldn't want to live forever. What if you didn't know you were living forever? You didn't have a choice. You really didn't, but you didn't know it.
But
So
no
you're living forever, but you just don't realize it.
I try to reach like full enlightenment. Just like
'Cause
go
you
on the
could,
mountains.
You don't know if you are right now or not. You know.
That's true, man. Every time you go to
Sure.
sleep, you're kind of dying, right? Every time you wake up, you're kind of being born again.
Yeah.
How do you really know? How
Right.
do you really know what happened the day
Yeah.
before? You have all these memories, and maybe they're all fabrications every single day you wake up.
Right. Is waking your dreams, or is dreams your waking? Are you awake when you're dreaming, or are you dreaming when you're awake? Is it like you don't know?
Okay, you were just talking about dreams.
They're both-
You've had dreams and sleep paralysis.
Close to every single night actually.
So, oh my god,
Crazy.
Yeah, it is.
What do we gotta
That's
do
wild
about
as
that?
hell, man.
I have long wondered. I think I've asked you this. Like you have those dreams. Sometimes you have those dreams, and dude, I wish I should start now. Dream journal.
Oh,
Leave
yeah,
a
it's
notebook
so
and
hard,
pen,
man.
dude. Because I feel like when you have a dream and you know you could recite an entire. You have those nights where you could just recite an
I
entire.
have
dream.
recited a dream. It's actually in my phone.
Nice.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Bust it up.
One time.
So if you can, you're taking something that happens in your unconscious and you're putting it into like
It's-
the reality,
it's
right?
basically
You're putting it
transitioning-
into like physical form by
It's
writing it down.
Transitioning from your unconscious to what
Yeah.
you think is your conscious state.
So sometimes those feelings and experiences that you have in your dream, and you have all those feelings, and you wake up with all those feelings and panic and all that kind of shit. What's the difference between a dream that vivid and like a memory from 15 years ago? Like they both feel just as real, right?
For sure. For sure.
So are dreams or are dreams memories?
It's an excellent question. And then where do you go where you bridge the gap with lucid dreaming?
Yeah.
Where you basically enter your dream.
And you can guide yourself. That's what a lucid dreaming is, right? When you can guide
So you're supposed to. What I've heard is first you're supposed to drink a lot of apple juice. Apple juice is supposed to trigger. Like one time I drank like a gallon of apple juice on my way home from work one morning after nights. It didn't really work, but when you
Man, what are you trying to catch diabetes?
yeah, pretty much all I did was wake up and pee all the time, so I didn't even get to get in my deep
Yeah,
round,
oh,
dude.
man.
Yeah, for real.
Talk about your all-time back phase.
Dude, but you're supposed to, like, when you're in your dream, you're supposed to look at your hands, and that kind of triggers.
If they're a different color, then that means you're in a dream. It's
Well,
like a
and
thing to
Jaxon,
trigger.
Yeah.
You want to read that?
Yeah, you should keep
They
that
don't
out.
make sense.
I was just
They don't make sense.
I was just waiting for you
They
to
don't make
bring it up.
sense.
Right, but like, yeah, that's like. So what do you consider the lucid dreaming? Is that the gap between reality and dreaming? But go ahead, read that.
This is word for word, and it's terribly spelled.
Read it word for word.
But I was in a mansion, and this door was locked, and my dad and I wanted to talk to them. They weren't locking us out, but we talked to them through the door, trying to find the story behind it. It doesn't make sense,
No, that makes
but I was
complete
like,
sense.
it was like right when I woke up, so that's what.
That makes complete sense.
And then here's another one that's kind of long. A kid left me a note on a table in a coffee shop with his number. I was sitting with my dad, Grace, and Isla. Mike was there as well, sitting on a corner chair. My dad didn't like the idea of me hanging out with someone I never met and seemed sketchy. It may have been a birthday party invitation. I ended up having a great time with this friend and some others later that day. I think he actually met me at my door. It's really weird. So there was like this person that came to the door. And we must have been like here, but someone just came to the door and then handed me like an invitation. But I didn't know him.
Man.
Wow, there's so much like symbolism hidden
Yeah,
in all that.
yeah.
Dude.
Like the door, like
But
the
it is
door not
crazy.
being locked, but you were talking through the door. They were trying to, you're trying to get in, but you weren't locked out, but you were trying to talk through the door. Dude, that's crazy. And then the invitation with the person you didn't know.
Yeah.
Dude. That's wild as
So
hell,
it's like,
bro.
so that tells me like maybe like I should just like meet more people because I'll probably end up having a good
that's saying be
time.
more. Oh, wow.
So it's like accept what is given and take advantage of it.
Dude, that's
which-
hella good. That's hella good
It's
interpretation.
actually very interesting.
Yeah, be more accepting. Accept the invites.
Yep.
People
That
are-
actually did help me
People are
accept
giving
invite.
you subconscious invites or like
Yeah.
not necessarily physically handing you an invite,
No.
but they're just by being friendly to you, they are inviting you into themselves,
And it's
like
like
into
you
their
never,
life.
Yeah, he never knew him.
Sounds like Dad was being a little overprotective in this dream.
Yeah,
that's what dads do.
Bitch, kind
Yeah.
of deflect, trying to not let you be open.
I was just being selfish, trying to keep you all to myself.
Can't blame.
Dude, what? Okay. It's also possible, this is a kind of a random thought, but all the people you see in your dreams, like, I can barely ever, like, I don't ever come out of dreams, like, remembering faces to a T, but it would be possible. There is, you have dreams with other people in them.
Everyone you've met.
But what if you actually encounter people in the physical world that you saw in your dreams?
That
Deja
they
vu.
dreamt too.
Deja
They
vu.
dreamt. They dreamt the same.
Oh shit!
they dreamt
Yeah,
the
what
same
if
thing?
they? Yeah.
I think they dreamt the same thing.
Does that ever happen? You think?
What about like? Well, my first thought was deja vu.
Mm-hmm.
I think deja vu is something you dream and then it comes to
Oh
reality.
yeah, dude, that would be exactly it, man. If you have deja vu somewhere where, if you're in like a public place where you don't know a shitload of people, but you're still getting deja vu.
Yeah, a place you've never been to, in the physical world, you totally dreamt it, and then it's coming to fruition. Which they say a lot of times is how you break the simulation, is if you play it like a video game and you just see what you want, and then it ends up, if you have that mind state, it then comes true. And I think maybe that's kind of what deja vu is like you see something in your subconscious and then it ends up coming true. But what I've noticed a lot of times, if there's somebody that's on my mind, like say it's a friend you haven't talked to in a while, and I'm like, oh shit, I should talk to that person, they start popping up in my dreams.
Dude, I've like thought of someone, and then like 2 seconds after, I saw them like down the hallway, like coming this way. It's crazy. It's like your mind's saying like, oh, they're coming. Like,
Right.
Let's put it in your mind.
Right, or how many times you think about somebody and they call you that same day, or they end up texting you or something. Like it's just like that thought connecting is wild as hell.
Yeah, dude, everybody's had that happen to them. Like, you're thinking about someone and they end up calling,
And if everybody has it happen, it can't be coincidence.
I don't think so. I do remember Buzzkill Sam Harris saying, "Well, see, what you got to think is all the times that you think about someone and they don't call."
Oh, jeez.
It's like, fuck you, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
fuck
Yeah.
that. Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
for
why-
real, man.
Why you gotta waste my flavor? Damn.
Damn.
Yeah.
But that means there's a 63% chance of some girl saying no.
Yeah. 60% of the time, it happens every time.
Sam Harris is great. He's the nerdiest, interesting dude ever. He's so good.
Yeah.
But dude, the subconscious is just a mind melter in and of its own. Like if you try and tie all that stuff together, it's all.
But yeah, going back to death, man. I mean, is death anything to be scared of? It's just as natural as birth, right? Me and Jaxon were having this conversation when we were on a lovely walk in San Diego, and somehow that's what we ended up talking about. But it's fucking weird, man. It's like, what are we talking about that? We're talking about birth and death, and just like sometimes, I'm 35. You think about death, and
To be
I don't know, you just start thinking about
Mortality's-
not being around anymore. It gets a little weird.
Mortality sets in. You're not indestructible anymore.
But what's different than that's like the Alan Watts quote? Death is
waking
basically
up
going-
and never being
Well,
going
death-
to sleep.
death
and
is
death is
going to
to
sleep and never waking up. And birth is
Exactly.
waking up
Yeah.
with never
Never
having
going
gone
to
to
go
sleep.
sleep.
So we've already experienced one of those.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, if we could go back and experience birth again, that's got to be the craziest shit ever. If you could,
Oh my god.
if you could be conscious with your mind now during birth, like, whoa.
Well, in a lot of like Zoshin, the Middle Eastern teachings, I believe it's Zoshin. They say like actually the non-enlightened ones are actually the ones that come back. In birth.
Yeah. That
so
makes
that's
sense.
like you're the non-enlightened. The enlightened ones ascend. The non-enlightened ones end up coming back and doing it all over again.
No,
I think that's
that's
kind of
what
like the follow the light thing. The light is basically the birth canal, and like you come back to, so that you haven't reached enlightenment yet. So the enlightened ones ascend.
Right, because that's what enlightenment
How do you
is,
ascend?
right? Is becoming one with the universe, essentially.
Yeah.
How do you ascend? Yeah, exactly.
Tell me.
And where
Yeah.
to?
Right.
Is it like the day of judgment day, like right when you die? They like accept you or reject you. That's like a Bible
Depends who
thing.
you're asking. Well, then there's like purgatory and all that kind of shit too. And
I think a lot of people say a lot of those teachings are just trying to get you to live every day as if you could come to trial at any moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So live enlightened now, or what you think is enlightened,
Mm-hmm.
so that when the time does come, you're good to go.
Yeah, I was listening to this Manly P. Hall lecture, and he was like, "There's 72 religions, but they all follow this one God, and it's like you shouldn't be like attached to like a religion. It's God. It's like the creator of the universe. Like
Right.
people like are hating on other religions, but they're all talking about the same thing. It's just differently like articulated like through their like books like different
Yeah, it's just one guy saying, early in times, he's saying, nope, this is what I believe, so I'm going to write this down.
Yeah.
And another guy saying, this is what I believe, I'm going to write this down. And then because they were the first ones to do it, then everybody follows them because there was nothing else comparable, so they went with that.
Yeah.
And it's not destroying all credibility to say like, oh, it was written down by a billion different, or so many different people, so many years later, and all that stuff. But it is true, man. It's like you got the three big, or three of the big religions all are in the Middle East, dude. Dude, Christianity is a Middle Eastern religion. We seem to forget that since everybody is depicted as a white person in all the movies and all that shit.
Right.
Larry Johnson was hitting on that. Love Larry Johnson. Yes, I do. But
when it all comes from like Mesopotamia, like that whole area, they all originated from that area.
But all the sects and everything that broke off of all that stuff, like different people believe different stuff at different levels, and I would go down the list: Catholics, Lutherans, Presbyterians.
Well, even
Whatever.
within
There's a billion different
even within
offshoots of Christianity and Islam and
Right.
Judaism, right? I mean,
yeah, even within Judaism, you got like if you're Hasidic, you believe it all, but then you don't have to be. You're like buy some of it, and or you got the like with Catholics, like you're just a churista or whatever they call them, and sometimes you'll go to fish fry on Fridays and
Creasters.
Creaster, yeah, you'll show up on Christmas and Easter, and like stuff like that. Where, well, dude, I think we all kind of have a little bit of the same state of mind where spirit, and I think a lot of people are going this direction where spirituality, people believe in a higher being, they just don't believe in the religious guidelines that are set forth, by like that the Pope, that the Vatican set forth to herd us in, the good versus evil is like just to give us boundaries so that we didn't do certain things and just herding us like cattle into the direction they want us. People are becoming more spiritual and not religious.
Right, and it's becoming like a kind of a douchey term to say like, I consider myself spiritual.
It might be brainwashed.
but
that's stupid. Yeah.
there is some truth to that, and I think we can all a lot of shit doesn't it just come down to golden rule, right? I mean, what are you doing?
Alcohol, the definition
Oh,
of
alcohol,
cool.
yeah, cool.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. That's
Cool.
crazy. That's,
Yeah, man, that's why they call them spirits.
Right?
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Put you in a lower vibration. Sorry.
Yeah, lower vibration.
It's
numb your
narcotics makes your vibration higher, and the opposite of narcotics makes it lower. So
Well, they invent. I mean, they were feeding
maybe the opposite. Yeah.
alcohol to the people building the pyramids. Man, it was just to keep them fucking numb and keep them fucking
beer has
running.
been around forever.
Yeah, it was just
It's awesome.
It is just like looks like religion, opiate of the masses, man. And dude, I'll never like not drink it. Fucking beer's great, man.
Yeah, I've been taking it easy, just taking it easy, but
Yeah,
just had a plate full of cabbage, so
Taking
that
a
plus
fiver.
a couple beers makes
Tomorrow,
a rough morning.
yeah,
for all my,
dude. Couple of packages will show up a little
Coworkers.
greasier than normal.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's true. But what I was just saying, like, yeah, becoming like a douchey thing to say, like, I'm
Yeah.
spiritual. But
Right.
You can, but
These
is it?
not when they have something.
But it's so many people. It's like you're force fed from birth what your parents were taught because they were taught by their parents, and it doesn't take long for that to just trickle down. And now, is there something wrong about taking a step back and trying to like get everybody's point of view, or trying to see the other side instead of picking a team and then demonizing everything else? Like talking 10 Commandments, I always thought it was funny, like, you shall have no other gods. Isn't even saying that admitting that there are other gods?
Yeah, it is.
Like,
yeah.
it all gets pretty creepy.
What's the saying? It's like for Luciferian saying, it's like
Do as thou wilt. Do as thou wilt is the main credo of Aleister Crowley's version,
Yeah.
and there's even multiple versions of Satanism.
So like wanting to like come to the top is actually satanic in a way. Like wanting to like climb the ladder and like just like
Well, yeah,
go
because
to the top. Like
and that's why they say a lot of successful people are actually Satanists, because they believe that the whole "do as thou wilt" is channeling. You handcuff yourself if you only say you're willing to do good. If you don't unlock the evil power as well.
no one got anywhere without breaking the rules.
Exactly. So that's the satanic nature of things, is to unlock both the potential power of good and evil.
Yes.
And that's you made a great point by saying nobody ever got anywhere without breaking rules.
Yeah, if you look at it, yeah.
It is 100%. But yeah, that's why a lot of them are that way. Oh, great.
Sorry. Dude, your mic-
John's gonna have another full. Oh no, dude, we're gonna get lambasted.
No, we're good. It must have. Did you just touch that? Because it must. You had the switch down on the other side, and so all of a sudden I just wasn't seeing you in here.
Oh,
I'm
so
sure
it must
picked
have been
up.
turned on.
Great catch by the mic guy.
Must
Yeah.
have been turned on.
Trying to keep an
because
eye on a
did.
J Stark 56.
So we're good. Okay.
Sorry.
Great catch.
All right.
I'm sorry. You guys were
We're
spitting some good shit. I just.
we were just talking about how successful people need to break the
yeah.
rules, and that's the credo of Satanism.
So same thing with Satanists and Luciferians. There's different levels of like Satanism, but it's in like we were starting to talk about this. I think the last time how like the 7 deadly sins, how like you kind of need a little bit of each of those to be successful to a degree. Like
Yeah, once I started thinking about it, I used to think like envy was like, why can't I be envious? But then like I think it's like, don't compare yourself to others because you're insulting yourself, kind of. So envy is, it should be a deadly sin. Yeah. Also gluttony, that is good. That's a confusing one, and it's very hypocritical to all the Christians out there.
Oh, gluttony?
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially how it's broken down in like the Satanic Bible is like anything more than like the bare minimum of what your body needs should be considered gluttony.
Basically, just on the threat of hunger at
Yeah.
all times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same with wasn't what was the other one? Basically, like dressing in anything other than like a burlap
Yeah.
sack.
Oh,
It would
jeez,
be
yeah.
So
pride.
basically,
Oh,
capitalism
sure.
is capitalism is just
Oh, for sure,
Yeah.
dude. Like,
Right.
well, and that's
Because capitalism is gluttony, wanting more than what you need.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and how they were breaking it down, and like even like envy and jealousy. It's okay. You see something that somebody has, it doesn't mean you're gonna go fucking kill them and take it from them. But like seeing that pushes
Wants to
you
make
to
Yeah.
get to wherever you want to be. You know,
Right.
like if that's
The drivers, that's the driver. You're envious and you're jealous of the person that has more, so that's supposed to make you strive for more.
yeah. Is that a bad thing? I don't know.
I think channeled properly, I don't think it is a bad thing.
Yeah, there's varying degrees, right? If you're obsessing about any one of those,
Then you're just like the dude from the show You on Netflix.
yeah,
And you're like chopping people up in the kitchen.
What's
Yeah,
so
like-
crazy is there's like these like ancient ancient ways of like channeling like all these like spirits, but like no one knows how. Only like these higher ups know how. So like what I think is like when these elitists get to a point, they just like keep doing more and more stuff to kind of unlock this like knowledge of how to like channel these spirits. And it's crazy. Like, I don't know, like, who is like on top of this or whatever, like who is really like controlling all this. Not sure.
Yeah, like who's the master?
Yeah,
and how do they become the master? And how do they
like,
tell it? Do they tell anybody else, or is it just kind of a?
I think that if you're talking like ancient secrets and conjuring spirits and stuff like that, dude, that shit's probably, I don't know, man. There's so many people in the world, and there's so many, like the wealthiest and richest people that we know of are not the richest people in the world.
No.
Not even close.
No,
Like there's
they'll
a
say
whole
you haven't heard their names. If you heard their names, they're not the wealthiest.
Yeah. So what the fuck do those people do for a good time?
I don't even want to know.
Dude, it's probably wild.
In Freeman Fly podcast, it was like all the magicians he knows dead. The magicians.
Oh yeah, he said they
Yeah.
all died of at a young age.
Yeah, at a young age.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that Freeman Fly lived a fucking weird.
He's
lived
a little
life.
weird.
I
cool.
dug some of the stuff that he was saying, and other stuff he was just like basically like, oh, I was there for that. I was there for that. I was there for that. I did this first. I did that first. I did that.
Yeah.
I
I was doing
kinda-
all this shit way
Yeah.
before it was.
It was a
cool.
little bit over the top. Like,
if you
look at
are-
me,
I made the
look at me,
first
look at me.
documentary on chemtrails.
Yeah.
First documentary on 9/11. Yeah.
Right. I'm
But
like,
if
dude,
you
just-
are him,
True.
probably,
The father.
I'd probably feel that way too. Like, come on, man, you guys are just catching up to this shit now.
yeah,
Is
I
he
mean,
the
for
father of
sure.
this? I mean, Alex
said-
Jones.
Well, he basically
and-
said he was like, yeah, he got going right before Alex Jones did, and then he also basically created YouTube before YouTube. You know, like he was doing public access stuff.
One of those?
Oh yeah, sure. He was creating like public access shows,
surprised
doing.
me.
But yeah, I just thought it was like kids. Oh, I thought the one that I had to roll my eyes at was when he said when he was just traveling around in that bus, and then he ended up doing the exact opposite route as the Merry Travelers or whatever, you know, the LSD, the Grateful Dead followers, the Merry Misfit, Merry Travelers, whatever. He said he like did literally the exact route but opposite. I was just like, come on, man, like that's
What the?
whatever.
Okay.
But either
Yeah.
way, dude's interesting as hell. Freeman Fly. You have to look him up.
Yeah. I've been listening to those like Manly P. Hall lectures.
Oh, right on.
YouTube. Like
Digging
an hour
that.
and a half. Yeah, I dig them. I mean, he was a 33-degree Freemason. But he wrote those before he became a 33-degree Freemason,
really?
which is actually crazy. But
I was just watching something that said like Freemasonry actually goes up to 360 degrees.
That
was
would
from
make
Alex,
sense.
That was from Alex Jones. That it goes up to 360 degrees. Freemasonry does.
I'm sure it does. I met a 32nd degree Freemason.
That is high fucking
Where?
up, bro.
I tattooed a 32nd degree Freemason.
so what?
Did
what
you
does he
tattoo
need
the
to do to
compass
get
and
to
the compass and square, square and compass on them?
All right,
The G in the middle.
No, double-headed eagle with a 32 and a triangle. And
Oh
then
my
and
god!
then the compass and
Square.
and square. I'll tell you what was funny though. So I was talking to this guy, and he's like, "Yeah, I recently just got my 32nd degree Freemason, and at this level, I'm allowed to now get a tattoo." And so he's talking about the double-headed eagle with like the all-seeing eye in the middle of it. And I probably just shouldn't have said anything while the guy was sitting right there. But I'm like, oh man, that's crazy. I tattooed one of those on Lucas's chest like 3 years ago. And Lucas, dude, that's what Lucas has. Oh, double-headed eagle, all-seeing eye in the middle of it. Yeah.
Did he fucking lose it or what?
No, he just looked really confused. Like, oh,
Like a biker gang? Like, I'm gonna cut this off of this dude.
I kind of wish that's what his reaction was. You know, like get pissed about it, would you?
Yeah, but I guess
might.
if there's one group that's not gonna show open rage, it's probably gonna be like Freemasons. They're not gonna be publicly beating you. I
Dude,
don't
there's
think they're
got to
much
be
like a biker gang.
there has to be a billion levels to Freemasonry.
Is it like
Although
a Boy Scout club? Like
it
gotta
kind
get your
of
badges.
It
Yeah.
kind of is. So I was talking to this guy, but So he's a level up. He's a fifth generation in his family.
Damn.
They can track it to. So he's like Scottish Rite.
Oh, that's big. That's big time. Scottish Rite.
There's that giant ass Scottish Rite building right off the freeway in San Diego. Scottish Rite, like convention center or event center,
they're
or
saying there's
something like that. They're everywhere.
The
dude.
Scottish
There's-
Rite is supposed to be the original.
There's
the
Masonic-
Freeman's
Freemason-
Fly. Every state there's a Freemason.
Yeah, Grand Temple.
Yeah.
There's like a Grand Temple in every state, and then in like countries, most countries will have their Grand Temple, but
Yeah.
the states each have
US.
their main.
Dude, there is Masonic temples everywhere. Everywhere, man. How many small towns around here do we know? Like there's one in Dousman.
By Costco, right? No, that's a Buddhism temple.
I was getting on the fucking interstate on 67, right behind a guy with a fucking bumper sticker. What level do you have to be to get the bumper sticker?
Mm-hmm.
He had the square and compass bumper sticker. I was like,
I'm just prospecting.
Yeah, that's what you get for joining. It's like a.
yeah, it's like my kid is an honor student.
Yeah, did you ask him any questions?
Yeah.
I did ask him, do a lot of people ask you if you're in the Illuminati? He was like, he goes, yeah, sometimes people ask me that.
So are you?
No answer, yeah.
So are you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be free. You can leave now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of glad I didn't show up because I was just the whole time. I would just been like this. Oh God, dude, that's so crazy. 30 seconds, like for an
Say,
hour and
mister.
a half. That's crazy.
You ever sacrifice any, I don't know, babies? Yeah.
Because I even told you, I was like, yeah, I'll show up in my Bohemian Grove shirt.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
could just be a full-on fucking loser.
Yeah. You didn't show.
I didn't. I pussed out big time.
That's okay.
I slept in.
He'll be back. He's a nice guy.
That's awesome. How old would you say he was, Pigum?
50?
I'm curious
Something?
how quickly you can rise the ranks, because I did read that, like, so you can't they don't recruit. That's like their motto. Don't recruit.
No.
You have to ask to join.
Correct.
And I'm just curious just what it takes and how quickly you can rise the ranks.
What do you get out of these ranks? Yeah.
Connections.
know,
I think it's
man.
just pure connections. It's just a networking.
Pretty valuable. Yeah.
And you know, like on the it's
Dude, it's a fraternity.
it is. And it's no different, like, so it's no different than the elites of America or the, you know, anybody. There's probably about 5 Freemasons that are really like crazy high up, evil, running some crazy shit, and then everybody else is just somewhere they can go where they can tell their wives to fuck off, and they're gonna go drink fucking whiskey and smoke cigars with the boys.
Yeah, it's like bowling league.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Not bowling.
it's a little more intense than that. But
Axe
okay,
throwing. Axe throwing.
All right. Yeah. Let's just you got bowling leagues. You got your men's league hockey. You got softball teams. These are all kind of examples of boys clubs, fraternities, whatever you want to call it. You know, it's a place to meet. This is, dude, I feel like Freemasons, it's just what? Hunting, yeah. You're just agreeing to get together and do this. I feel like certain organizations like Freemasons, which, dude, I mean, it's goes back hundreds or thousands of years, whatever it is, which is cool. It's just like a more organized form of that. They take it a little more seriously. I don't know if you pay dues or whatever it is, but you can see, though, where that shit can turn super dark at some level, and there's other clubs that, like, you want in so bad, and just like Skull and Bones, dude, like, you know, like Skull and Bones and all these like shit like that,
Skull
where
and
they're
Bones
like,
is, I think it's even more. That's darker than Freemasonry.
fuck yeah,
show,
dude. No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like you're taking pictures of. It's like a blackmail club, right?
Oh yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see. It all comes back to the Epstein flight logs, dude. Like shit like that. Like that. Isn't that like what Epstein's Island was? Just like Blackmail Island?
Yeah,
like
Blackmail
that.
Island, for sure. Well, and you've always got, let's not forget, you've always got assholes that'll take things too far. You know, you got a good thing going and then somebody just gets too into it, you know? Like, And that could be a lot of like the stuff that they got going on where sometimes they just take it a little too far. I mean, don't get me wrong, this shit is all like, especially Skull and Bones. What has there been 30 presidents, members of Skull and Bones? Some shit like that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, back when George Bush, when GW was running against John Kerry, they were in Skull and Bones at the same fucking time at Yale.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like,
not surprising at all.
no, that
really.
shit's not, and that's just not a coincidence either. You know, that's real. Like, that's the initiation to take it further. You know, Winston Churchill, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Those guys are all Freemasons. Dude, there was like 30 members that signed the Declaration of Independence. Freemasons. Benjamin Franklin, all those guys. George Washington. Many pictures. All the Freemason
that symbolism's
shit.
all over Washington D.C.
Oh
man.
yeah, everywhere. The obelisk, the Washington Monument, the obelisk, and all that type of stuff.
Wasn't there a pentagram like in the streets of Washington D.C. form?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, you got
That
the
is true.
the Pentagon. You got the Pentagon. I mean, that's a giant fucking pentagram.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you. Yeah.
I mean, inside the, But yeah, that shit's all.
You
that's
can't just.
That's everywhere, man.
You can't just like be president.
No. You don't just come up
No.
and
That's
like
never happened. Yeah.
I'm just living that American dream to be president one
Yeah.
day. Here I am.
No.
It doesn't. Yeah, that shit doesn't happen. That's
Never.
why. That's why
It's
everybody
never
who
happened.
always sounds like they have the best ideas never become president
No.
because they're not the ones that came up in the
Yeah.
club. This is like Tulsi Gabbard. They're already saying, yeah, Tulsi might become she's front runner to be Bernie's vice president. That's what people are saying now. Like dude. She's still fucking running for president here, and
Yeah.
everybody's already like, "Yeah, she's front runner to be Bernie's vice." Like, dude, what the fuck's going on?
She basically said like F off to. She said like all Hillary and all of her elitist friends.
Yeah. Yep. And then Hillary shouting, calling her fucking Russian asset and all that shit. Like crazy fucking Hillary, man. Crazy Hillary.
Dude, you can look at this for yourself, but like the compass and square in there, like all the Freemasonry symbols of Washington D.C. Like,
Oh yeah.
There's better maps where it shows like the 5 points are certain monuments and
Oh really?
yeah.
But still, I mean that's. Oh yeah, that one right
It
there.
could just be like
Right.
a star for
That's
like
crazy.
the flag, though.
Sure.
Yeah.
But still, what easier way to put
And the
put your
money-
symbolism out there
yeah.
is just a grid,
Mhm.
laying the entire city out like a.
And that's a huge part of Freemasonry is and just like so much of this other shit, man. All the dark arts shit is all about that symbolism, right? Like all the one eye stuff that's out there, like people covering their eye. They want it out in front for whatever reason, just to show so that person is kind of like almost blackmailing themselves in a way, or like
Yeah.
that's how you're showing your loyalty to.
Here's a crazy.
Isn't that the idea, right?
Mhm.
That's what what I'm saying, Jackson, right?
Here's a crazy little tidbit I learned that masonry there's like 3 degrees, not like the 1 2 3 up to 33rd, but there's also a tier degree inside, like outside of that. So there's like 3 degrees of masonry aside from those the 33 degrees they got going on, and those are also leveled. And there's a story about this guy who was an actual Mason, because that is what Freemasonry was based off of, was the fucking the
Laying
trade
bricks.
of laying bricks. Yes, and hence the compass and the square. Which actually the compass I heard was the symbolism behind that is you draw the circle around yourself, and that's your boundary that you live in. And if you cross, as long as you stay in that boundary, that's what makes you successful, or to upgrade or whatever, and you can adjust the compass as you see fit to adjust. And then the square is supposed to be like your values, how you see your values. Anyway, but so this 3rd degree thing, there's a story that is actually a true story. This guy's name is Hiram something or another, but he did some super inside masonry work for a Freemason like Grand Temple, and this is back in the 1700s or 1400s. And some just random thugs like wanted to find out what was going on inside the temple, and he wouldn't tell them what was going on. So they actually killed him. They like mugged him and killed him. And that is where the term giving the 3rd degree comes from.
Whoa.
Yeah, when somebody like grills you or something, and you just ignore them, like a third degree, like getting the third degree. That's where that comes from. Is like that dude Hiram who wouldn't snitch on the Masonic Temple, and he was killed for it. Just a little random factoid for you.
Fascinating. Never knew where that came from.
Yeah, I think those sayings are always fun.
Yeah.
Find out where they come from.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's cool.
Because you just kind of like grow up sort of hearing them once from
Yeah.
some old guy. And
you use them completely not knowing where they're from. Like, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
yeah.
Shit like that. Like super random. There's like a coffee table book that I've always wanted to buy that I never like actually looked it up, but I know it exists. That like it's got all the sayings and crazy. I think we touched on them one time, like 3 sheets to the wind and stuff like that, where people just get people super drunk and then they wake up seeing a ship at full mast because they just got basically sex trafficked.
That's what that is?
Yep.
Maybe we did talk about that. Yeah.
We might have. Yeah. So they wake up seeing the sails at full sail, and the 3 sheets to the wind means like you got basically that you just got they like drugged you or got you so wasted that they threw you on a ship and you're being slave trafficked.
Damn, dude.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. Super.
Yeah, super dark, right?
Yeah,
but
I guess,
we use it just in everyday
Yeah.
like a thing. Like, man, I was 3 sheets to the wind last night. No, actually, you didn't get sex trafficked.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Don't get drunk with that guy. Your ass will be so.
I don't know, man. I might have. Yeah.
Tried. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude. God, we've just been hitting so much stuff. My
Yeah, just
brain
bounce.
is going
We
north
have been
and south.
bouncing into like all sorts of awesomeness. What we need to do is like at some point we need to like deep dive into one subject and just go hard on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we could do that.
Hard on.
But it's fun to like also just fucking pinball.
Well, yeah. It's,
Yeah, dude, I've been trying to leave notes when I think of them, but yeah, I mean, well, one of the other things that we definitely got to probably follow up on here, we've hit all the super current events, obviously, with everything going on in the basketball realm, but dude, the Pro Bowl was yesterday. I thought we could not let a Pro Bowl go by without at least just bringing up the memory of the great Sean Taylor.
Yeah.
One of the best Pro Bowl moments ever.
Never quit.
Yeah, Brian. I was looking that up.
The punter's name?
Yeah, Brian.
I know he played for I believe he played for. I don't remember what team he played for.
Bills.
Was it the Bills? Oh man.
Brian Moorman.
Oh yeah.
Moorman. And I feel
Mormons.
like, yeah, dude, I feel like
Take a hit.
Speaking of religious cults, there's this Mormon guy punting footballs, but I feel like I've watched that video many, many times, maybe once a year, right around the Pro Bowl, and you think, oh yeah, remember Sean Taylor and he laid that dude out? But dude, that is a brutal hit.
Yeah, that hit is now definitely illegal.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
In any game, let
Right.
alone a
and in
fucking
a Pro
charity,
Bowl,
like basically a charity
Yeah.
flag football event. You know, is basically what the Pro Bowl is anyway. Nobody raps and tackles in that, and that dude just fucking
dude, Mormon gets flattened, just
decleated. The
yeah.
definition of decleated.
and he lays there on the ground for a second, and then he hops back up, just like, nah, everything's cool. Like, dude, almost like he knew who it was that hit him, and he's like, oh, there ain't shit I'm gonna do about that. So,
Yeah,
So
And he definitely was,
sideline.
and he was definitely seeing at least triple when he hopped up. You know, you do that thing where you get hit and you're just like, I'm good. But you are not good, and all emergency signals are going off inside your head.
Dude, that
but you're
is
just like,
for
keep it
sure.
straight for 5 seconds. Keep it straight for 5 seconds.
Don't they say like every collision in football is like a low level car crash? Like that had to be like
Yeah.
getting hit by a fucking train because he
For
like
sure.
he like Chuck Cecil'd him basically.
Yeah, and he didn't see it. It's even worse when you don't see it coming. You know, when
Yeah.
you can just see a hit and you brace for it a little bit, you know, you're definitely good to go. But when you just get blindsided,
Yeah.
that is not
Almost like if
good.
you're jogging as if, I don't
Nothing's-
know, you faked a punt in a Pro Bowl where the game really doesn't matter and you're just, I don't know, hopping
Yeah.
along and then.
feel like you're in a safe zone.
Yeah.
No, something like that. And then out of nowhere, a fucking Amtrak hits you.
But if you know, we all know. I mean, Sean Taylor. I mean, the guy brought a machete to a fucking gunfight. That's how hardcore this dude was. And that's not even a joke about the fact he died. I mean, this dude was just that he probably thought he was going to
Is
win
that
that
another
fight.
one of those sayings that you were whipping up? Machete to
It's
a
a new
gunfight?
Sean Taylor saying, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't bring a machete to a gunfight unless you're Sean Taylor.
Man.
But yeah, I will say, talking about the Pro Bowl, if you would have asked me this before, and I know it's been going on for a couple of years, but I finally actually watched it for the first time. The dodgeball, fantastic. I was thoroughly enjoying it, just watching these.
I didn't watch anything
I saw
that
some
had
highlights.
anything
We
to do
just
with it.
happened to be we went out to eat yesterday for lunch, and it was on, and yeah, I thought it was fantastic just watching these dudes who are, you know, professional athletes, and they're just playing this game that we all play, you know, like just dodgeball. And it was this classic dodgeball. I saw a couple of 300-pound linemen get beat in the fucking head with a rubber ball.
Dude,
it was hilarious.
That would be that's awesome. That's awesome that they
Yeah,
do
I
that.
thought it was great.
They should not play football for
Agreed.
the Pro Bowl. They
Couldn't
should play.
agree more.
They should play fucking softball.
Couldn't agree more. That'd
That'd
absolutely
be way
agree.
more fun, dude.
Yeah.
And they could just make like cool fucking uniforms, because that's like half the fun, right? Is like, oh, what are the jerseys gonna look like for the Pro Bowl?
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
right.
I will say, the NHL All-Star Game, like, they've kind of beefed that up now to be up for the fans, right?
Yeah, the 3-on-3 was a fantastic change with the divisions getting
Right,
a
it's
team
like
and going at the
a tournament.
Yeah, they did a great job. I saw a couple people were roasting them on the medias the other day, saying it's like stale and whatever. I was like, you know what? I watched it, and Sarah was watching it, and we were having a great time. Like, watching those dudes be able to unleash that skill and open ice that they normally can't do at the speed of a regular game, fucking fantastic. Because that's what it's all about.
Right.
Is watching these dudes like unleash the skill that they
all their
actually
technical
have.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
Take all the physical stuff out of it, pretty much. Like,
Right. Yeah, you stop trying to just grind out the greasy goals, and you're just trying to unleash some beauties.
finesse. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like I think that's just fucking awesome.
Yeah, for football, it's like an all-star boxing match. Like, you can't have that.
Yeah,
Like, it's not.
Dude,
What a great what a great comparison that is.
Yeah, no kidding.
All-star boxing.
Yeah, like, no.
It's all arm punches.
Yeah.
A pillow fight.
Yeah, man. And I think it should just go to this. Did you see the other thing that they did where they had a QB, and then they had two, like, I don't know, these big things with holes in them. You know, like that football game where you go to like
Yeah.
Dave & Buster's and you throw through the hole.
Yeah.
But there were these two huge things with like a bunch of holes in them with points delineated based on the size.
yeah, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, and then the DBs, there would be an AFC DB and an NFC DB, and you had to throw at each one.
Mm-hmm.
And the DB would try and block the holes, and the QB would try and throw it past the hole, into the hole. I thought that was great.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. So you could go above their head, but it was only worth a couple of points. Well, it was basically it was like over 10 feet up.
Oh, okay.
But then you can go to like the side and get like 10 points, where it'd be like kind of
Yeah, you're basically
you
trying to
just-
score goals.
Yeah, and I thought it was so simple, but so pretty badass. I thought it
Yeah,
was great.
that's
You know,
cool, yeah.
I thought it was pretty badass. Like they did a lot of cool things. They had like a team obstacle course and shit like that. Like
So everything except for the actual game is like cool.
for sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
man. That's how a lot just like, dude, it's just like baseball and the home run derby,
Yeah,
dunk contests, 3-point contest.
Which
Like that's
the-
the kind of shit that people want to like. That's
Yeah.
fun to watch because you're watching like your heroes.
These athletes do what they do.
Yeah, the technical shit, right?
Right. Yeah, they could have ended the Pro Bowl festivities yesterday at 2 p.m. and it would have been good to go.
Yeah.
They could have stopped they could have not played the game.
Yeah, it's so weird. Kind of lame.
We need to come up with a new way for the dunk contest to be exciting again. She said stop.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That's lost its flavor. Dunk contest.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just lost its flavor. It needs to. But there's only so much you can do, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
You can only do so many dunks before it's over.
Right. Maybe it's time to just
Cash
quit
out.
it. Yeah.
Maybe layup contest or something.
We'll do like Japanese All-Star Baseball does. They have a bunt contest.
Let's really.
Which actually looks super exciting. Yeah, they have a bunt contest. So there's like marks on the field. They got to bunt to those marks.
Dude, how about
If you watch
contest,
highlights of it, it's actually not terrible.
but like get a pitching machine that can pitch like 500 miles an hour.
Or
You
dude,
gotta
how about
bunt.
have the home run derby with that fucking gyro ball that's on those infomercials where you just like throw those crazy fucking. Basically, what they said Daisuke Matsuzaka was gonna throw in real life before the gyro ball before he
okay.
actually came in. Remember they said he's gonna throw his gyro ball. Remember that this is the infomercials where they throw in that ball and it's just
Like
going,
curves. Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
like that's they should use for the home run derby. Is that fucking
Yeah.
ball?
Yeah.
You know, like hit this shit, motherfucker.
Yeah, just see like these like big time sluggers just like look silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought they did good. I thought this last one was really good. Like the way they're doing it now with the timing, and you could take a break.
Yeah.
You know, I thought it was actually pretty dope.
It was
you
really
know?
fun to watch. Yeah.
It was great. I
especially-
mean, granted, the guys showed up, you know, and everybody did a great job. You know, with fucking Alonzo crushing.
anytime
it.
I can see Acuna swing that many times in a row,
That's
it's
sexy
great.
as hell.
Dude, you see his like I saw his like Alonzo and like a ton of others had just like they just pulled the shit out of it, but Ronald Acuna had like a nice
Spread.
spray.
He's got
deep
good
side.
spread.
Yeah. That
Acuna
should be
is
more
the-
points. Like if you hit Oppo, that should be more
Dude.
points.
That's a great
Yeah.
idea. And you just
Phenomenal.
do it instead of doing like home run is one. You could
Oppo's
do
hard. That's way harder.
100 points for
Yeah.
Oppo, or 50 points
Yeah,
for a pull,
It's a little bit more points.
75 for center. Little
Yeah.
things like that, dude. That is a fucking great idea, man.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
that's a great idea.
How
And
is it? How is it scored? Is it just purely on home runs scored?
Yeah, it's
or,
just 1-to-1.
Yeah,
home
so
run,
distance
one.
doesn't have anything to do with that.
They
Yeah.
use that for tiebreakers.
Got it.
Yeah, and then if you hit them over a certain amount, I think you get it was either extra time or a bonus point or something.
mhm.
There was something involved in like if you hit 500
kinda-
footers.
That kind of fucks up the game a little bit. You know,
yeah, because
yeah,
if you're gonna go
definitely
mash,
more-
if you're gonna mash hard on every one of them, you're gonna wear out faster than the other guys.
yeah.
But you're not getting any benefit from hitting those. What everybody came to see, the fucking those sky jobbers. They want to see
Right.
the 550-foot shots, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see the 345-foot home runs. you
Right.
know.
So
They
why
want-
wouldn't you give them points based on? And they have the technology to gauge the distance right away.
Oh yeah, they're doing it
So
right there.
yeah, why shouldn't that be like?
And I think they incorporated it a little bit. It
That
was
could
incorporated
be.
somewhere, but it
Yeah.
didn't. It wasn't like vital. It was.
It'd be interesting to see like, or do they give you every single stat like they do for every single sporting event?
Yeah,
like,
now they're gonna give you.
total distance.
Next
like
year they're gonna
total
give you-
combined distance.
Yeah.
They're gonna go based off exit velocity, launch angle.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like, you're gonna get points based on all
Launch
those. like,
angle. Yeah.
yeah, they're gonna call it the fucking sabermetrics home
Yeah.
run derby. Like, you might not even.
Wow.
They'll actually give you even if you don't hit a home run if you got the hardest exit velocity.
Yeah.
you know, like,
Dude, those are
it's still gonna
probably
give
all of those are probably Vegas bets.
Oh, guaranteed,
Yeah.
guaranteed. Especially this year because they did do launching. They did do all that stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they had
Oh,
it
yeah,
real
so
time
definitely, yeah.
right there. Oh yeah, they guarantee you they were doing that.
So, guys, we're going into Super Bowl week. Let's first get reactions of the shit show we witnessed last week with the Green Bay Packers. Dustin?
Well, I must say I do appreciate Green Bay going down early because it did afford us some quality talk time.
That's true.
We had some hella good conversations during that game, so I do appreciate them going down early and big,
Fuck
and
yeah,
not
dude.
making us hold on.
We had KGB LLC in the house.
Dude, he was crushing it. As you know, we need to hang out with that dude more. He's coming back to Waukesha, so
Yeah, he'll be
you know,
back. Dude,
hang
he'll
out
be
with that
sitting
dude
at this
more.
table with us probably next time. Zach.
at KGB LLC. That's
Oh.
Instagram follow.
By the by, I know Zach threw it out to watch the game there.
Yeah, he did throw it out there. Yeah.
I was thinking about throwing it back at him to watch it here again.
Oh shit! Coming back at him with the reverse
Whoa.
invite.
Because I think
Is that called? Would that be considered a reverse invite?
we could bring the family this
Yeah.
time. We could throw the
Yeah.
invite out to everybody who's listening right now.
Right? Yeah. Come on over. Because I do know Sarah was not gonna go with if it was out there, just because of like the kids.
I was thinking of
and
staying
stuff.
local too.
Yeah.
Just with Monday sucks. Easier for him to come out here and maybe get more people together here than
Yeah, sure.
all of us going down there.
A little more. Yeah, this is a little
We
more
don't have
centrally
much
located.
like room here, though.
No,
You
that's
got an open.
but that's
You got an open concept though, at least.
but that way everybody's forced to hang out with each other. Okay,
Nuts to butts.
dude, we could do a live pod all day. We just have the mics rocking, people in and out,
Oh yeah.
live broadcast during the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
That'd
we
be
can do
fun.
that. We'll get it going. We'll talk to.
Well, he'll
Zach
probably
about
listen
that.
to this
that's
tomorrow
true.
when it's
Yeah,
up.
He will. What were we okay, so I appreciated the pack going down early, not dragging it on. I don't appreciate the fact that they showed out the exact way they did the first time we played the 49ers. You know, I thought maybe since we got smoked by them so bad in the first game that we were going to come out with a completely different game plan, and we literally came out with the exact same game plan. We abandoned the run right away. I don't know why, but we didn't throw it to Devontae Adams until the second half, and he was just he was 100-some yards. I mean, granted, you know, it's a different game plan, both sides at that point, because it was already fucking in the bag for the Niners. But so that was super disappointing. I lost a little bit of points with the Fleurs after that, but can't say that I didn't expect the Pack to lose. I didn't have my hopes too high. The KC, yeah, they're kind of. I expected them to beat the Titans.
Yep.
I was glad to see the Titans make the run that they did. That was awesome. Derrick
Yep.
Henry's a stud muffin. Tannehill is the quarterback we thought he was, and Miami thought he was. We saw that when they tried to put the game on his shoulders, and he Tannehilled hard as
He
fuck.
tripped.
Yeah, it was bad. So it is obvious that Derrick Henry is a one-man wrecking crew, and he's a stud muffin. Should be the number one running back off all boards next
You
year.
think?
I think so.
Ooh.
Dude, he had
I drafted him this year.
almost 4 straight 180-yard games, and that's when people knew he was their only offense. Yeah, I mean, if you're not going run CMC, you go Derrick Henry. It's either Christian McCaffrey or Derrick Henry.
Ooh.
Yeah. Who did you go with right now?
Jackson, you're a
Derrick
rebuttal.
Henry. I don't like.
There you go.
I'm not a big fan of CMC.
Really?
No.
He won me a league this year.
Ooh.
Keeper. It was a keeper league. I kept him in a second round pick and won it. But long story longer. I want KC to win the Super Bowl because I do hold grudges. Fuck the 49ers. Suck on it, Nancy Pelosi. Get your fucking city straight. KC, it'll be 38-24.
I am guaranteeing you right now,
What was that
into
spell?
the mic, that the 49ers are going to win. I guarantee you that. Right now.
What makes you so certain?
The 4 + 9 = 13.
Oh, shit. I
And
can't argue with that.
And I've been saying this all year.
Yeah, but
They
the
will win
letters.
That's true. You do have to stick with your
Yeah.
take, your early season take, because
Mhm.
it is coming full circle for you. So you do. It would be kind of dumb of you to bail on it now.
Letters K and C also equal 13.
Was that
So-
true?
I just made that up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Wait,
don't know what it would be.
KC, Tech 9's from KC, Tech 9 divided by 3 is 3. 3 with a 1 in front of it is 13.
Oh yeah, man, you're right. It is.
That's how the numbers work. It's so funny listening to them dudes sometimes.
Yeah.
The gematria, you know, like,
Three.
well, first of all, let's remove all the vowels, then let's remove all the letters you don't want, and then let's add up those letters.
When that dude was on tinfoil, I came home and I was like, Jackson wasn't listening to tinfoil then. I was like, there was this guy talking about gematria, and he said that the Golden State Warriors are gonna win the NBA Finals.
Whoever
And this is
Andre Iguodala goes to, he went to the Grizzlies this year. Is gonna win the fucking
Because of Andre Iguodala?
Yeah, whoever he goes.
Oh, man. Yeah, when they're just like, they're like, oh, this right here, oh, you don't need that, get rid of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everything they do say, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, oh, yeah. And then it ends up, they just say so much shit, and then at the end they're like, and that's 13. Whoa! How did you get there? I don't know.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I could talk about this all day.
I don't know how you got, yeah. 100%, dude.
Totally agree with you. Yeah, he says that.
In all honesty, I totally agree with you. He's the king of interrupting his guests. He'll just say shit all the time, like totally, like what? They'll be in the middle. They'll be in the middle of something fucking some epic rant, and he'll be like, totally. Oh, what was that? No, go ahead. When what's his name? The dude that was on from he's got it the Infinite Mind or Infinite something podcast. He was talking about his something Williams. I forget his name. He was talking about the pro wrestling, the dark arts of.
Oh yeah.
He every time fucking Triple would be like, huh? He'd be like, oh sorry, go ahead, brother.
Yeah.
He'd be like literally in the middle of a point, and he'd be like, oh sorry, go ahead, brother.
Yeah. No, I wasn't. I was. You go ahead. Yeah.
It's so awkward,
dude. Oh man, it's moments like I just love, dude. I love that shit so much.
Oh, it
But
is. It's
when they just had the dude talking about vaccines, that Doctor IUD or
yeah, it's long. It's weird.
Yeah. When they lost him at first,
Oh,
he was
yeah.
like, well, "What is it? What is? Can you get him back? Oh, come on! You gotta be kidding me!" Like Skype took a shit. He just was freaking out. I was like, "No," because it's like that's why I love that podcast. Though, is he is getting like to me, everybody he has on is legit, you know. But then to get that dude that has 5 degrees from MIT or whatever, you know, like legit people that are willing to come on, you can tell why he's freaking out. Like, no, fuck,
Yeah.
like Skype shut down. Like,
Right.
God, this guy's gonna think I'm even more of a piece of shit.
Well, dude, maybe they should use something other than fucking dial-up internet. They lose
Yeah.
everybody, and then they blame everybody's internet. They're like, nah, bros, it's you guys.
Yeah.
Your internet sucks.
he says every time though, you know what it is. It's
They're
getting,
getting to the point.
getting
Yeah.
too close to the truth.
Right. Some good shit.
Yeah,
We're kind of tailing off at the end anyway.
yeah.
We gotta just get.
We didn't get to talk about the coronavirus, but that's okay. We'll get into that as more information comes
It's a
out.
developing story, really.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. It'll be good to find out about the quarantine and stuff like that.
right, Jackson, you want to take us out? Final thoughts.
Thoughts? What are your thoughts?
Be somebody.
Journal.
Think for yourself. I don't know. Just have a good rest of your day, wherever you're listening this to. Like wherever you're listening this from, just have a good rest of your day.
Fuck yeah.
Think positive. Just, hug the closest person next to you right now. And peace.
Hell yeah.
Like it.
Couldn't have said it better myself.